Do not outsource your authority to someone else. Not even me. I'm just here trying to help you train. Okay, I don't want to be anybody's guru. I am Annie today, and this series is about how to be a new Earth human. There's a lot of videos out there about the new Earth is coming and the timelines are splitting and all of this stuff. And I want to give a little riff, add my perspective on the new Earth. So, this is not a fantasy, but it is rather a frequency that we train our bodies, minds, nervous systems to be able to hold. And so I am not going to speak my entire truth in this episode. And that's not because I'm hiding or afraid or something, but truth is not just information, but it becomes real when it is both spoken and received. And so if something is spoken before there is enough capacity to receive it, people often don't actually become more free, which is ultimately the goal here, right? They panic or mock it or distort it or get confused and scared or turn it into another ideology of superiority. And so today, I am going to say the parts I believe can be received now. Because this isn't about giving you beliefs to copy. But what we're doing here is supporting all of us in training to become the kind of people who can perceive truth, hold truth, and then live from truth without losing our bodies, our nervous systems, or our discernment. And so, because of all of the distortion that has happened over time, more on that later, human perception as it currently is limited. We only detect a small portion of the electromagnetic spectrum, and culture, the dominant culture, will tell us what is real. Institutions are currently telling us what is legitimate. Algorithms are training us into seeing reality a certain way. And in short, to kind of simplify it down, what happens is fear and stress narrow our perception, while love and joy allow it to open. And so when someone says, that's not real, which now we have disclosure happening, and people are going to say, that's not real. The deeper question really is real to what capacity of perception? Real to what state of consciousness? Real to what nervous system state? And a really basic example of this is when your nervous system is fried because you're too tired or stressed out or whatever, you'll often start to believe different things. You'll believe all your friends hate you, just to make it really simple and understandable. And so with the old world, in contrast to the new earth, the old world has trained us into a specific disempowered way of being and thinking and believing. And there's a quote that's often attributed to Tesla: if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And whether or not he said it exactly that way, the teaching is true. And new earth training begins when we learn how to hold new frequencies, to sense new energies, to be able to perceive more. And now to say a little bit about the old world. The old world is collapsing. And then everybody, uproarious applause. Ah, yay! Okay, maybe there might also be panic, but that is a fact. We are seeing it happen. But the old world is not just bad people, right? It's a pattern of consciousness. It's an entire system, and it's trained us to perceive in certain ways, to perceive things as scarcity and competition, to place our value on productivity and credentials instead of actual lived wisdom, training us into fear instead of remembering the truth of who we really are, the divine spark that lives in us. So I'm not going to go too long hating on the old world here. But to simplify, the old world is authority outside of ourselves instead of the authority of the soul. And so as those old world systems are collapsing, we're all seeing this happen, right? Looking at you guys. Okay, I hope so. uh, the biggest challenge of this that I'm seeing a lot, so I'll be honest, I watch a fair bit of YouTube. I'm seeing a lot of people channeling different aliens and talking about what's going to happen and the new earth is coming and a lot of love and light and really solid information also. But I have not seen a lot of stuff talking about the ontological shock wave that is going to really rock some folks. Because it's not just political, technological, economic shift, but it is ontological shock. And what that is when your entire model of reality breaks down. When the old story doesn't explain the things you are perceiving, right? And then they'll tell you, oh, you saw whatever, you're going crazy. I'm not going to go too many rants, but if Jesus, that we read about in the Bible, was here right now, walking around saying, I am the Son of God, they would lock him up in an institution like that, right? So anyway, I went off track a little bit, but ontological shock is when the authorities we trusted are going to lose authority. All the ways we were making sense of the world are going to fall apart. And so the question is, how much of our worldview are we willing to release? Are we able to let go? How much uncertainty can we deal with without panicking? Can we allow reality, the truth of reality, to be bigger than what we've been conditioned to believe? Okay, and so New Earth is not just inspiring people, channeling Arcturians and Pleiadians and all of that. That's great. We can all do that, by the way. That's available to everyone. But part of it is preparation and learning how to change our minds to allow that in. Because if every new truth feels like a huge threat to our identity, our nervous system is going to flip out. And it's going to search for people who are going to tell us that the old story is still true. So, practical suggestion, start practicing now. Remember times you were wrong about something, times your worldview changed, times that your heart knew something before your mind could explain it. And if you've never changed your mind about something, all I can say is God help you. The next 5 years may be very brutal. Okay? So start practicing that. Not to shame yourself, oh, look at all these times I was wrong, but to begin building evidence that you can survive change. You can. You can survive being wrong. You can survive outgrowing an old belief. You can survive being bigger and more expansive. You can hold it. You can do it, right? So that's what that reflection on those old beliefs is going to allow for us to be able to trust that we can hold this expansion. And you also cannot hold that higher frequency from a dysregulated body. So everyone gets really excited about the revelations and the prophecies. I did. I love me a good prophecy. I love me a good prophecy come true even more, right? Aliens and disclosure and all the hidden history. Yes. Okay. I know you want the truth about the moon, but we have to be able to calm down. If we cannot calm down, we are going to have a very difficult time holding the frequency of the new earth. Our bodies are instruments. Frequency moves through the instrument. And so if the instrument is full of fear and noise and contraction and addiction and urgency and algorithmic bullshit, quite frankly, it is not going to clearly receive or transmit higher truth. That is why nervous system training is not optional. Breath, meditation, yoga nidra, or non-sleep deep rest, as the scientists call it. Attentional training. Can you focus? Can you not get hijacked by everything? Okay? Because revelation without regulation is chaos. We see this happening to people around, at least I do. I'm seeing this happen to folks around me because the revelation going to come. And so are you regulated so that that does not turn into chaos? Moving into some concrete examples. How to train as a new earth human. We all want it. And at this point, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Just how rough is it going to be on us? So I'm going to run through some examples quickly here. Media. The old world pattern is consume, fear, outrage, panic, and then call it being informed. And on top of that, then shout it at your neighbors also, so that they are also panicked. And then you can pat each other on the back about how informed you are. Okay, that's an old world pattern. I think we see that one. Do we? I'm going to look around here. Yeah, okay. So, new earth, protect your attention. Choose things that strengthen your discernment. Stop allowing the algorithm to whip you around, right? What I'm saying is put the phone down. Amazing that that avatar I've been preaching for 10 years can still make it through to the new earth. Isn't that great? Okay, in the body. So that was media. We got to clear the media out. In the body, old world will tell you to override your body, to numb your body, right? I used to drink way too much. I'm not going to get into my whole life story, but I experienced a lot of problems to get here for me. They happened for me, but overriding the body, numbing the body with substances, punishing the body, right? These are old world things that we've been trained into. New earth, listening to the body. Earlier today, concrete example, I thought I better have more time to prep for this episode. I'm going to go, I should go, and it still gets me, right? I should go and look at my notes and prep. And then I thought, no, I'm tired. I should go take a nap. What? And so we have to notice in those moments when that old world ideology is trying to get us, and then listen. No, what is actually true in my body? I'm tired. And a lot of us are going to be tired. Okay, spirituality. Outsourcing your authority to some guru, some channeler, some influencer, whatever is outside of yourself, right? It's already happening. A lot of gurus ended up in the e-files. Just look it up, okay? So do not outsource your authority to someone else. Not even me. I'm just here trying to help you train, okay? I don't want to be anybody's guru. New Earth training is to receive guidance, allow yourself to receive that, but then test it through discernment. Stay attuned to your body. Is this actually helping me function better or not? Asking, does this make me more sovereign? Does this make me more empowered? Does this make me more loving, more free? If it's making you more dependent on something outside yourself. A couple more. Conflict. We're going to have conflicts, right? The old world pattern says to dominate or to perform niceness or to prove you are right. New Earth, tell the truth with love. Hold it. Stay in right relationship where possible. Okay, tell the truth with love. That one is tricky for me. Sometimes I cannot hold the truth and love at the same time with where I'm currently at, so I say nothing. Because if I can't say it with love in my heart, zip it, right? At work, this one's really obvious. Perform yourself to death. Perform productivity until you are nearly dead to earn your worth. New Earth, what is your work serving? What are you giving your precious life force to? Are your gifts being used in alignment? And that I'm not saying anybody needs to quit their jobs right this hot second. just questions to ask, right? Because a lot of times we can still acquire valuable resources from those old world systems, okay? And the resources have value. So, brutal honesty, I don't believe everyone is going to automatically choose the new earth. I do not believe everyone will be available for the frequency at the same time. That's not wrong, but some people are going to continue to choose fear and control and domination because it's going to reward them. But the point is not to hate on them. The point is not to feel superior, but to see clearly what's happening and then to choose clearly. To stop waiting for everyone else to come with you before you begin living the truth you know. We're not here to drag anybody around, just to become stable enough in our own soul level knowing that the old world is no longer running our frequency. And that doesn't mean we don't even maybe exist physically inside it, but it's not running our frequency. And so Soul School is not just content. This is training. How to be able to perceive more clearly, how to become more free and more responsible, more willing to question things, and more devoted to our heart, to the will of our soul, and to the liberation of humanity.